we got to see that unit conversion is an important aspect of our life. We will use it no matter what. So let's learn a basic idea of how to go about unit conversion, how to get that units changed. So the main idea or the main principle over here is that to answer a very simple question, how much of the new quantity are needed to make up the old one? For example, rupee to paise, which is new, which is old. This is old and this is new, for example. I want to figure out 1 rupee is equal to how many paise. Thus making this as old. What we know is will be old, and what we need to calculate is new. What we know is old, what we need to calculate is new. With this in mind, all I have to ask is how many paise will make up a rupee? Okay, how many paise will make up a rupee? So the answer over here is 100 paise will make up a rupee. That's it. And so basically 1 rupee is equal to 100 paise. If I give you guys 2 rupees equal to how many paise? If 1 is 100, 2 will be 200 paise. As simple as that. Similarly, say we have your kg to be the old and this is new. Grams is new. So how many 1 kg is equal to how many grams? If that is the question, it's 1000 grams. So you need to write the number 1000. Right? So basically, the steps that we need to follow is determine whether the conversion is from bigger unit to smaller unit. That's basically new, and this is old and this would be new, or the case wherein the old is smaller and the new is bigger. If it's bigger, if new unit to a smaller unit, right? If you start from a old being the new to new being the small, you multiply. If you're moving from smaller to bigger, you divide. Divide with what? Divide with a specific value, and that value is determined by the conversion. What kind of conversion we are looking at? So here you can see that 1 rupee is 100 paise. Here we can see that 1 kg is 1000 grams. So this is 100, this is 1000. So there's no definite value for all the cases. So we have to go case by case, and once you get a hang of few pattern, that's it. It's not that difficult. Okay, some kind of practice is needed. So these are all the terms that you kind of have heard till now, at least from me for sure. And you would have used it in general with people around, or you would have heard people using. So what I want you guys to do is pause and check if the conversion, right? This is old, this is new. Check if you are looking at bigger to smaller or smaller to bigger, and if the operation is multiplication or division. So kilogram to gram. So we are looking at bigger to smaller. What should we do? Bigger to smaller, what should we do? We should multiply. What value should we multiply? That we are not looking at. We are just looking at, yes, we should multiply. Meter to centimeter. Yes, meter is bigger than centimeter. So this is bigger to smaller. Okay, let me actually put a tick, I guess. So we need to multiply. Liter to milliliter. Again, this too is bigger to smaller, and we need to multiply. Centimeter to meter. This is also bigger to smaller. Is that correct? No, centimeter is smaller than a meter. Right? We have done this activity. We had a meter paper, we divided into 10 parts, and we took the small part, and again we further divided 10 parts. I hope you guys remember that activity. So this is smaller to bigger, so we should divide, correct. Gram to kilogram. Yes, this is smaller to bigger, so we should divide. Millimeter to centimeter. So this you might not have seen exclusively. Milli is smaller than centi, so we need to divide. I think I have one more. Okay, no, just a point. I have a small trick. Whenever I get confused, I use this. If you are confused, like I generally do, try both multiplication and division. Just try it. Use approximation and get an approximate answer and think about the result. Does it make sense in real world scenario? So say I have a liter of milk. Now I have to figure out how many milliliter is a liter of milk. So liter of milk, I know that as a scale, it's very big. Milliliter is very small. So this number has to be a bigger number. It can't be 1. It's greater than 1. It can't be a fraction. Okay. I mean, it can kind of technically be a fraction, but it has to be a value greater than 1 basically. So with that in mind, I know that I have to multiply with a value and that I'll take care of. How much is another set of data that you need to remember? What value you have to multiply, that is something else altogether. But point is, if you use such small trick, if you use common sense, it's not a trick actually, it's more of a common sense, honestly. Right? So this is multiplication with some number, that number will think about, right? So basically this will be a whole number that I know, that I'm sure of, but not a fraction at least, not a fraction which results in 0 point. I know this is a value. Let me make it a bit more approximate or a bit more right. It's always greater than 1. Okay, yes. So this is the basic principle. If you understood this, it's not at all complicated. You just have to, next step is to understand the values, and that is very simple again. That you guys already know of.